It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got some cheeseburger flavour super noodles to show you from Batchelors. 100 grams, they go in the water, half a pint of water, boiling water for 5 to 6 minutes. Without further ado, let's get them in the water, let's boil them up and see what they taste like. Okay, as you all know, nothing too complicated about this. Grab your noodles, open them up. Chuck everything in there. There you go, chuck that in there. Get them to fit in your pan. I generally just whack the sauce in, or the powder, should I say. Get that in nice and early. It's a limited edition cheeseburger sauce. So I've boiled half a pint, only because I'm making it easy for myself, half a pint or half a litre of water. Half a litre of water and half a pint of water is slightly different, so there's less in half a pint than there is half a litre. So I'm going to leave a dribble of water left in the bottom of the kettle. I'm not measuring nothing, I'm not overcomplicating things. I'm just taking a wild stab at it, but that's what these things are all about. It's all about quick, easy, common sense, use your noggin, smack them down you. Food. It's not complicated, it's not like gourmet eating, of course, it's a super noodle. Right, let's let these boil up. Okay, that's it. I'm borrowing my daughter's The Very Hungry Caterpillar bowl. She's too old for that now. So I'm going to use that. It's said to boil off all the water, but it gets... I suppose you need a little bit of juice. It's probably still absorbing the liquid, so we'll let that absorb a little bit more, let it cool down a little bit, and then we'll get into it. Okay, here we go then. I've let them cool down for a minute or two. Here they are, still piping hot. They look good. Indeed, all of that liquid we were talking about earlier on is indeed now sucked into the noodles. So there's no liquid whatsoever. They look pretty perfect. They are hot. They are hot. So what is it? What's the time on the microwave? 9:48 AM. It's not a bad time to have a beer, is it? While this cools down a little bit, I'll tell you a quick story about beer in the morning and the alarmism that goes on with it. Before coffee became very, very popular around the world, the morning drink of the day was beer. And I actually like a beer in the morning, I really do. I don't drink a beer in the morning and then go, right, I'm gonna drink now for the rest of the day. I'm gonna get absolutely annihilated and fall asleep in my bed at 10 o'clock in the night. It's not how it works. I like a beer just to start my day, I suppose like a coffee, really. A coffee generally straightens you out, innit? I was going to use the word straighten me out with a beer, but I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it in like a coffee will awake the brain. Well, beer does that too. I was feeling quite kind of like, ooh, do I want to review these noodles? It's really early in the morning. But the beer's really kind of like, yeah, it's awoken me. It's a Bomonti Fabrica Turkish lager beer from Istanbul, by the way. So, have these cooled down enough for me to eat? It'll never come back. The whole have a beer in the morning, even though it was done for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years, it'll never come back now because of the stigma around it. There are countries that people still have a beer in the morning, notably Germany. It's perfectly normal for a German person to have a beer in the morning, but generally not anywhere else in the world, and I think that's quite sad, really. Something went viral the other day. A kid at a German football match. I'm talking early March 2020. Google it. Just in case you're watching this 5 years in the future. He was drinking a pint of beer at a football match, and he was probably about 8 or 9. And the British media got hold of it. And oh, blimey. Don't let the British media get hold of it. Perfectly normal in Germany. Nobody batted an eyelid. The boy drank the beer. The boy enjoyed the beer. He watched a football match. Too much stigma. Right. Smells a little bit like macaroni cheese. Cheeseburger noodles. Onion. So at the moment it's tasting like the things that go with the burger. So a little bit of cheese, a little bit of onion. Very clever. Very clever way of doing it. A little bit of relish maybe. Yeah, tastes a little bit like a Thousand Island sauce, which we all know is essentially McDonald's Big Mac sauce. They're never really gonna replicate the taste of beef. Unless you're eating beef, it's a real difficult thing to do. It's very clever, a very, very clever way of putting these noodles together, or getting the flavour, is to get it to taste a little bit like burger relish, get it to taste a little bit like onions, and get it to taste a little bit like maybe a touch of garlic and cheese. So the kids out there are like, yeah, I'm eating cheeseburger noodles. I think these companies like Batchelors, they produce this type of food to create a reaction, they actively look now to create viral content, to get people to talk about their products virally on the internet, by calling it a cheeseburger noodle. Blimey, that one didn't want to go. Oh, still there. Look at that. How embarrassing. There we go. Yeah, obviously, I mean, I don't blame the companies for doing that. If I had something, if I opened a brewery, which I thought about doing years ago, I would definitely think about the viral nature of the names of the beers and what I would have called them. Yeah, they're nice. These are okay. I mean, in this case, I don't think it worked for Batchelors because I found these in the pound shop for 45 pence. So I think the viral nature of this cheeseburger noodle fired back on them, which it happens. It happens. It's all about what there's viral sites out there like Lad Bible, who will talk about what they think will go viral and what will people will want to be interested in reading on their website. It's a shame they didn't pick up on this, because I think it's a uni student, cheap, quick and easy food to get revision done. And it was a bit of fun cheeseburger, I suppose. It just didn't take off. Not enough people talked about it. Yeah, so yeah, just wrapping up the review then. While I finish these, I'll wrap up the review. Flavour is relish, cheese and onion. And that's very quiet. And this is the point now. They're cooling down now. They're the right temperature to get a smack load of noodles and do this with. Within a few minutes, you've filled your stomach with some mass, and you're able to get your revision done again. It's not necessarily the most healthy thing to do, but they're cheap and they fill you up, and that's the reason why they're popular. Yeah, so I've eaten all these noodles now. I'm getting like my father now eating, scraping the last noodle out the bottom. I need to stop that. Definitely stop that. There we go. The very hungry caterpillar is there to be seen. I think I've covered everything, haven't I? They're cheap. They went with the viralness, didn't quite work. They're tasty. They're nice. Goes well with the beer. They're a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for the cheeseburger Batchelors super noodles. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, please comment, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for our future uploads. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.